Well, I'm planning to buy a new gaming phone and get into mobile gaming. Of course, I need to decide which one I want. But in this video, I'm talking about the top things that I'm looking for in a gaming phone, and probably you should also focus on looking at when it comes to the different specs and features in order to make a good buying decision. On the side, a few AI-generated images on the way of gamers playing on a mobile phone. Again, those things are important for me, but might be important for many other gamers. There are many common things between these needed features. So the first one is the latest flagship system on chip. And basically, I want the most powerful processor available at the time of buying it to ensure a top-tier performance for demanding games and also more future-proof. This is basically a non-brainer. Usually go with the flagship, the one that has the best features in general, but many of them are also designed to improve the gaming experience in terms of performance, higher frame rate, ray tracing, and so on. The next thing is a high-resolution quality display with a wide color gamut. Basically, a high-resolution screen with a wide color gamut will offer vibrant visuals and sharp details for more immersive gameplay experience, basically. Remember, everything we do on the phone will be eventually reflected on the screen, so high quality screen is, especially for gaming, is a must. Next thing is high refresh rate in response time. Again, same as with gaming on PC, high refresh rate and fast response time minimize lag and provide smoother gameplay experience, particularly for fast-paced games, so the same here. Now, the size of the screen is very important for me. I really don't like playing on very small display, and I usually want something at least 6.8 inches at a minimum, with great touch sensitivity and responsiveness features. Hopefully, some phone manufacturers actually mention that. They put emphasis on that. They know people really enjoy playing games on phones and try to emphasize on certain features that will improve that. This also leads for me when I'm using my hands, and I have large hands, so I can actually control things better when I'm positioning my hands on the screen. So again, both immersion, also ergonomics, comfort, and responsiveness. Now, the next thing, of course, is not a must, but it's a nice to have. By the way, this is not in particular order. Minimize notch. I really don't like seeing a big notch on the screen. It actually annoys me. I'm really not even seeing that pixel, let alone something big like that on the screen. Yeah, it's not something that I will not buy a phone because of that specific thing, but it's really nice to see a smaller notch, hopefully one that doesn't exist. By then I mean if there's a camera, I prefer it under the screen. Again, I don't really care about the selfie camera too much. I prefer actually having something clear. That's just me, of course. Everybody will have their own preferences about that. Now, I do pay attention to built-in game optimizations. Many phones have these things, basically specialized gaming modes and features that can enhance performance, reduce lag, and optimize settings for gaming. Again, this is great to have, something that phone manufacturers do in order to increase frame rates as much as possible, reduce input lag, and everything to make the experience when playing mobile games more comfortable, like delay, for example, notifications, and so on. Now, this is something that I find very useful, especially on the go, with the ability to fast charge your phone, basically allow me for minimal downtime between gaming sessions, especially when I don't plan to play connected, with some phones having, for example, the charging port on the side. And play recently, I don't like it. I'm going to talk about it in a moment more. So yeah, having definitely fast charging is a great thing, so I can charge it and continue playing more a bit later on. The next thing is a very important, basically effective cooling system, the one that also will lead to low surface temperatures, will be more comfortable to hold the phone for a long period of time when playing. But basically, a robust cooling system prevents overheating and maintaining optimal performance during extended gaming sessions. And this is a must, and usually the flagship focus on that. So this is no compromise here. I really want to make sure the phone can perform well without actually reducing in performance also, and get into a situation when I can't really play anymore because the phone is hot and the game just stopped playing, or the phone just get halted. Now, this one is also related to the chip itself for power efficiency, of course. This is why I want the latest one. But having, again, larger battery capacity, long-lasting battery life is important because it ensures that I can, play for extended gameplay duration without frequent recharging. Now, to be honest, when it comes to sound, I usually play with headphones, but if I don't, Bluetooth headphones, but if I don't, when I play, for example, without it, or if I play with headphones, I want basically a high sound quality, and this is important to have an onboard sound card that can produce high quality sound, and also maybe some uncompressed sound to the headphones. In other type of 3D sound technologies that can just enhance the gameplay experience if supported also by the game itself. Now, I know there are many who don't really pay attention to that, but this is very important for me when gaming, especially for certain games, just increase the overall experience for me. So yeah, I do pay attention to that. It's not the highest priority for me, but high priority nonetheless. Now, this is not at the top of my list, but having different good haptics, if available, would be nice to have. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but basically kind of having a tactile feedback and add depth and realism to some games and enhancing immersion. But again, not something that I put a lot of focus at, but I'm just mentioning it. Next thing is hardware accelerated ray tracing support. I really love ray tracing in some games. Not all of them. There are some games that really don't care about them, but some can really enhance the experience. This basically leads to a more realistic lighting and reflections and shadows, creating a more immersive visual experience in certain games. Definitely having that is a nice thing to have. And many of the latest flagship system chips, of course, have higher, more improved ray tracing performance, like the Snapdragon 8 Elite, for example, that was announced recently. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Now, next thing is connectivity. This is important, of course, when you're playing online. If you're, for example, on the road, on the bus, anywhere, and you need cellular connectivity or good Wi-Fi connectivity. Most of the flagship, of course, will have it good Wi-Fi connectivity by default, but depending on the technology that you use or you have at home or in the office or anywhere else, you want to check it out just to ensure that you're going to have good connectivity. And the reason for that, again, it's important for smooth online gameplay, ensures also low latency and basically minimal interruptions. So I do pay attention to that, but this is something just making sure that the phone does have it, but usually most of the flagship phones, that one I intend to buy will have it for sure. I mean, maybe, for example, in certain locations or in your country, when you're buying phone online, you need certain bands, for example, just make sure they are supported in your local service provider. So these things are important. Make sure not to miss this out. Now, this is something that you should pay attention to regarding ergonomics. For example, smaller size phones, things related to the size. If it has a flat screen, for example, it might feel comfortable to hold for a long period of time compared to maybe a curved size or micro curved display. Also, if there's a big camera bump and things like that. No, these things are important. So when you hold the phone, you feel it's comfortable. Usually people put also covers, and some covers actually improve ergonomics. So something that you should consider if you're gaming. Yeah, overall, I do pay attention to that, but it's not, again, highest priority, but it's important. Next one. It's very important for me, especially when I use it outdoors. Basically, screen visibility, checking maximum brightness, checking also if there are some features regarding reflections, which can be very annoying if you play outdoors. It can be really, even at home, there's some reflections. It can be very annoying. And for example, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra has kind of anti-reflection that significantly reduces the reflection on the screen. Even when playing indoors, there's a bright light, having a brighter screen can help compensate with that. So yeah, it is important. Also, having a good HDR performance when it comes to the screen. This is something that is important for me. For certain games that do support it. I'll see how much it will be important for me when I play, but this is something that I want to have, definitely. You can have it in many phones, but having a phone that have good performance, this needs to have a very good screen and, of course, high peak brightness to support it. Now, this is something that annoys me a lot, and especially when I play and I want to charge and connect the cable, for example, if there's at the bottom, the port is at the bottom, the USB port, and I want to play, it's very annoying when the cable is connected, and in some situation I do want that. So if there was one with side-mounted ports for both, again, comfortable horizontal gaming, can be quite useful, or there's a complementary accessory that enable kind of a side to be able to connect the USB cable to the side, so it won't actually interfere when I'm actually playing horizontally. That can be a nice thing. Now, this is something that I researched a bit, and I found that ROG phones, for example, have it. So this is why I also put the ROG phone in my list, because there's lots of really cool features that I actually found useful when it comes to gaming. But I believe there's some accessories that I might found that can just go around the corner comfortably and just have a kind of cable hidden, and then you can connect from the top or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to check it out for sure before I'm buying a phone. All right, next thing is large capacity storage and fast storage. Of course, this is very important for me. Also on PC, as I game, I record footage and I install many games. This is something that I want to have. So basically, probably going to go with a minimum of 512 gigabytes. And again, the fastest storage available. Usually, when you buy a flagship, you're going to get it with the fast storage, but some kind of a cut corners. So I want to read, of course, the little specs text to just make sure that I'm getting indeed very fast storage. Yeah, very important for me. You want to pay attention to that. The next one is related to benchmarks. This is usually why I prefer waiting a bit to see benchmarks, to see how the game holds with certain popular games, how they perform in terms of frame rates, how it holds performance over time. Usually this is done in lots of flagship phones. They are tested with various games. So this is something that I do pay attention to, and usually why I wait instead of pre-ordering a phone. So yeah, I'm going to pay attention to that as well, see how it performs in various benchmarks. The next thing again is optional for me because I want to play with headphones as well, but sometimes I do prefer not playing with headphones, and I really don't like when I'm actually holding the phone, it blocks the sound. Again, this is when the speakers are positioning in a location where when you hold it, you sound sound muffled. And basically I want it positioned to avoid obstruction when playing games horizontally, so the sound won't sound distorted or muffled and so on. The other thing I'm looking for, if there are some complementary gaming accessories. I know that ROGs, for example, have the twin view dock, which is great, things like that. So if it has certain accessories that I might find useful, I'm going to look at that as well. The other thing that can be very useful is having a frame generation in upscaling feature. This is usually part, of course, of the system on chip itself. And the reason for that is pretty simple: improved performance. Being able to play especially fast-paced game in smoother frame rates and higher frame rates. This is important. Consider, of course, the high resolution of the display itself. And some games, if you want to play at higher frame rates, you want to have this feature. This is the same thing that you have on PC, for example, like DLSS technologies from NVIDIA, which I use. So sometimes if I want to get higher frame rates, smoother gameplay, maybe some games are not optimized well, I can use this feature. And I checked that, by the way, with Snapdragon 8 Elite, which does have this feature, so it's great to hear. But of course, I'm going to check it for other phones when it comes to the chipset to see if these features are supported. Yeah, so basically these are the things that I do pay attention to, and now I want to hear your recommendation. You can help me out and other people who are planning to buy their next mobile phone and with a focus on gaming. Waiting for your recommendation in the comment section below. I know many of you have lots of experience, and I'm basically just starting my journey when it comes to mobile gaming. I was playing on PC and console almost exclusively in the last, 5 years. Before that, I did play more when I also developed games in the past. Yeah, basically that's it. Waiting for your comments below. Your information would be valuable for me and very helpful. Thanks for watching.